Okay, let's talk about something here that is also a topic today. And that is all these YouTubers pushing that, oh, you've never had other quality tools before. This is all something that's just come about. That's an outright bald-faced 1000% lie. We have always had access to quality tools. Snap-on, obviously. The big advantage to Snap-on, they come to you. It's part of the service, part of what you're paying for in a Snap-on tool. You know, back here we have a deep well Snap-on Chrome, a deep well Snap-on Impact. There's a Snap-on Synergy 100 tooth ratchet. There's a Snap-on ratcheting wrench with the Flank Drive Plus head. There's a Snap-on high leverage pliers. Here's a Snap-on caliper piston tool to push the piston back into a caliper or ratchet style. These are just Snap-on brands here. You've had Mac, you've had Matco, you've had Cornwell. Now some people say, oh, they're tool trucks. Yep, the other three are tool trucks. But you also had Wright, you had Armstrong, you had Proto, you had other makes, S&K, Craftsman. You had other brands, Mastercraft, and buku other brands back then. And then you had some really El Cheapo crap tools, usually made in China, Taiwan, and India back then. But you had a boatload of good quality tools. You know, the Wrights, the Armstrongs, the Craftsman, SK, and there's other brands that I can't even think of right now. But they were always out there, and they were all good tools. The one difference to those brands was they did not come to you. If you had to warranty something, you had to go find out where to send it to, or where to go locally if someone locally would warranty it. That's always been the issue with other brand wrenches, and it's still the same issue today. You have to go get it warrantied. Or with at least the tool trucks, they come to you and they'll warranty what they sold you of the 4 brands. So that's something to think about too, and it also blows the bogus claim that we've never had quality tools before. You know, other than, you know, the Snap-on or the Mac or the Matco or the Cornwell. We never had these others before available to us. That's just not true. They've always had quality tools available to people. I want to say Williams was a manufacturer that made good tools as well. But again, they didn't come to you. So the option has always been there for other tools. It was just inconvenient for the person who makes a living using tools to go with those other brands. Napa, before Harbor Freight, got the right to the Pittsburgh name, and their Pittsburgh tools are total garbage. Okay, I don't care what anybody says, Pittsburgh brand tools are total garbage. But before Harbor Freight got the rights to that name, Napa used to sell tools that were called Pittsburgh. And they were actually a pretty decent tool when Napa was selling them. Now that was back in the 70s when Napa had the rights, or was selling the tool that was using the Pittsburgh name. It's not the same Pittsburgh tool today that Napa was selling back in the 70s. And other part stores had their own brand of tools. Like I say, Mastercraft, I don't even know which outfit was selling those, but it wasn't a bad little wrench. It was kind of like the panel version of the Craftsman wrench. Only the panel was a little different design. They said Mastercraft on them. But it wasn't a bad little wrench. Was it a Snap-on? No. Was it as comfortable as a Snap-on? Obviously not. Just like the Craftsman panel wrenches weren't as comfortable as Snap-ons. And none of them came to you if you needed service. They didn't come to you to sell tools. You had to go find them. So I just wanted to kind of bring that out, that This is a falsehood that's being spread by a bunch of YouTubers who are clueless, who are making the false claim that, oh, we've never had other quality tools before. That's not true. We've had quality tools forever, for a long time. And just like today, back then, you had some really garbage tools. You didn't want to touch a tool from India. They were pure trash. If it said India on it, you wanted to toss that in the garbage right now. You know, same thing with China and Taiwan. You didn't hear a lot about tools from Japan. However, I do have a Craftsman tool that has Japan stamped onto it. And it's a brake adjuster wrench for brakes, for drum brakes. So Craftsman used to make some good tools. They weren't never as good as Snap-on or Mac or Cornwell or even Matco, because they were the old raised panel wrenches. But let's put the rumor to rest that this is the first time in history that people's ever been able to buy quality tools other than Snap-on or the other 3 tool trucks, because that is just an outright lie. Proto has always been out there forever. Williams, Wright, Armstrong was there. There was just a bunch of other tools that were good quality tools that were available to you. But again, none of those other companies came to you. They didn't provide a service to you that Snap-on does, that Mac did back then, or still does today, even though they're a rebrand company. Same thing with Matco, same thing with Cornwell. You know, all 3 of those are pretty much more rebrand companies than anything else, but they still come to you, they service you. They will take care of you where you work. So that's the difference. And we've always had availability of other quality tools to us. But if you're in this industry and you want to make a living with tools every day and repairing cars and stuff, machinery, equipment, trucks, you know, I've worked on everything from working in a dealership to working on trucks to working on Class 8 semis. So I've done pretty much all of it over the 45 years that I've been turning wrenches. I'm retired now. All my tools now are used on my stuff, my cars, for taking care of my stuff. They take care of my tractor. I just serviced my John Deere. It's a 3-cylinder diesel in a Yanmar engine. Has full-time 4-wheel drive. I just serviced that entire system. So quality wrenches have always been available. So don't buy into this deal that, oh no, this is the first time ever. Go buy these instead. They've always been available. I hope this information helps, and I hope it brings a little bit of light, and I hope it exposes a lot of the lies that a lot of these other YouTube channels have been passing out there, because they're outright lying to you when they say, this is the first time we've had all these other quality tools. None of these other tools still hold up to Snap-on. Hope this information helps, and I hope it's entertaining.